Hey, all, what you're looking at are emails. They're evidence and facts of a law firm that was wrong. And I'm explaining it. I'm going to show you the main issue is a drunk driver almost killed me. So I'm going to show you that video and the trauma, the real honest sharing is that these people, like this one, further violated all my rights. I never said a law firm could send and move my case to another firm. That was the case number. The drunk driver almost killed me. His name's Carlos Jimenez Gonzalez. That really happened. So, to make sense and this go forward really to the world, and I'm telling you why, because the guy almost killed me. This has been going on for 5 years, right, with lawyers lying and worse, the injuries, right? So I'm showing you right after the wreck I caught him. This is reality, okay? I was clean and sober. I was going to the VA. I'm a U.S. veteran, right? I went south on 75. There he is. That's Carlos Gonzalez. A real drunk driver really did that. It almost killed me. So I'm compelled to go forward and do all this against him forever, and the lawyers who have been insanely egregious, which means outstandingly bad. I'm going to stop this and explain it that makes sense. The hardest thing is having to do this, and it's all reality, and your system is arguing a very bad guy, lawyer named last name Vincent, all MAS. I need to expose all of them. Ryan Ladd, Thompson, Edwin, an employee, all of Progressive Insurance, Carlos Jimenez Gonzalez, the drunk. You can't hide that. You can't do what you did to me for 5 years by lying, sending deceptive emails, saying there's a hearing when there's not, there's a jury trial when there's not. That's why I started with the emails, because it's evidence and facts. The judges have to look at it, and they're not cooperating, and that goes against 298th Court. Emily Tabalowski, the lawyer, Vincent. I just found out Nicole Burrows, chief clerk, and Carolyn Dupree, court coordinator, were in on it. No one notified me of a hearing September. They did that deliberately on purpose. I'm showing you those Gmails because that's a fact. And what you just looked at was evidence where I was so happy they lied to me. And these people really are guilty. They set me up saying there was going to be a hearing on all these months and days through years. They lied to me for years saying there were going to be hearings and jury trials, and there never were. So what they did was they planned it behind my back, and I can actually show you facts, like the exact date, 9/27, years before they planned it. They even sent some information I'll show you years before planning it. And that's a crime. Those are crimes people committed against me. You're looking at it. This is real evidence. So the appeal that goes strong against the courts and the judge, they said I wasn't at the hearing, and I don't have evidence. And you're looking at it. You've been looking at it for a while. And the problem with the judges now are they're not hearing it. They're not in their right mind. So I got to write appeals and letters and briefs and all this stuff that is wrong because it's failing the main issue. A drunk driver almost killed me. And guess what? He may go out and kill you and your family, right? So I'm doing this in the right order for me because right after the wreck, I caught him, and that's a fact, okay? And you need to all check his background for all his drunk driving, almost killing other people and all that, right? And the stealing, right? So this is the one that started further violating all my rights with MAS. Now I went to Ryan Ladd Thompson to start with, and they never had permission, right, to go to other lawyers, right? So there's times and dates, okay, this really happened. Their lies about the trial, and that they were the worst. That guy threatened me, right? These were real terroristic threats and worse, right? And I'm going to expose the names of them, right? Because it's right. And that's it. Okay. So I shouldn't have to go through all this, but I am, because it's the most worst shit in the world. Writing, because the system is not right. That's a fact. This happened, man. You're letting a drunk go kill people for 5 years, and now I did a table of contents, and I'm like, look, I'm doing it your way, but you're not doing anything right for all the lawyers and all the judges. And I'm going to show you more evidence about facts. Like, the lawyer really lied all the way through a hearing. He lied the entire time about his name, address, who he really works for. And here's the reporter's record, and what I do is I cite the actual wrongs right on it, and that's what I'm doing, and it's wrong. So there's no official start in the hearing, and that's a crime to deliberately not let someone go to their own hearing. There's no time on the start of the hearing, right? And you'll see that's the drug driver, a real Dallas criminal, right? There's no time on the start. And this is wrong because appearances, the lawyer lied. He doesn't give you his real number. He doesn't give you his real address. And the index actually is wrong because it's not in alphabetical order. Page 4, strike against the entire system, is line 11 to 25. He lies about my representation and also about evidence. You just saw it. There's a real wreck. That's the main thing going forward. And it's upsetting because your system has criminals in the system, and I'm proving it. That's a judge and a lawyer right there. And right here, that's the lawyer lied entirely all the way through the briefing hearing. Now that's a crime. That's a CSR committing a crime because the license expired May 31st. There's more that I could show you, but the brief that I'm having to write now, I'm keeping simple, and I'm putting citings, which I just showed you, citings to the reporter's record. Now, a prayer is God make them do the right thing, and the conclusion is you need to really get rid of these people. And the main thing, it's going to take time for me to explain now, because M.A. Thompson, like I just said, right after the wreck, I caught the drunk. He really tried moving his address. He's still on the flee. He's still on the run. I don't care how you look at it. He almost killed me. He's going to kill someone else. That's all there is to it, right? So your system has to act on it. Now, Thompson, Progressive Insurance agent Casey Colby and the adjuster handled it wrong to start with, and Ryan Ladd Thompson violated all my rights. I never said he could send the case to anyone, and they're liars. I want to put him in prison. I want property and money from all these people as much as possible. I want to put them all in prison. There's not any other option. That has to be done, and that's why I'm doing this share right now. Because the focus on the brief is upsetting because I'm right and the judge is wrong. They don't see it right. That this really happened. I almost got killed, and you have to go forward with the law. You can't play a game with my life like you're doing, telling me that now I have... The lawyers are part of that, Vincent, son of a bitch, bad guy. And what's really right for me, so your family and you don't get killed, is to put it out to the world like yesterday. Go ahead and get rid of Gonzalez, because that has to be done. And the reality about what's wrong is me having to change my life and do a table of authorities where I use references like a 26-year-old drunk Dylan Lena in November 27th, a couple years ago, killed the detective Cervantes. But the system made him pay. It's worse because Gonzalez almost killed me, and you're letting him out there on the run. And the same thing with Beto O'Rourke. A drunk driver ran from the scene. So the table of authorities, there's no point in doing it, and there's no point in citing reporters' records, except that I caught all of them doing wrong. Now going back, you saw the emails and Gmails that are all lies. There never were hearings and trials in my favor. I'm not the drunk. I didn't wreck myself. It's a goddamn drunk that fucking wrecked up me, destroyed my life, and wrecked my life for the rest of my life. Permanent body damage, permanent, and eyesight, and the vehicle losses of wages and time and money. So it's the hardest thing to do this alone with no support, and I'm doing it. And this is very simple, as in the audio for the judge, all of them. That's the main issue. Someone almost killed me. You have to address that. I'm doing as much as possible. MAS law firm is so satanic that there's the 15 people going up to 20 I can name really committed crimes against me, threats, attacks, assaults. They still have medical records. They're breaking the law right now to this day, this second and minute. So alphabetical order all the people that are really wrong that I want to pay and send to prison. From the bottom up is Jack Werder Witham and Emily Tabalowski. Witham's a bad lawyer. He's not going to tell you the truth about his name, number, and the gang unit. That's what I call them. They're the bad guys. The lawyers lie. We're with the company firm they work with. They're all liars. So Witham is that way. Jack Werder Witham and Nicholas Louis Vincent and Melissa Vieira and Mehdi Vagefi and Emily Tabalowski, 298th judge. The other ones are all MAS and liars like Minier, Leiber, Matt, Hoffland, Delval. And even in the court reporter record that he lied, Vincent, because the liars that he works for and with, Progressive Insurance, and have offices in Houston and San Antonio, and Minier, Leiber, Matt, Hoffland, Delval, and Salgado, Rebecca, and Jeff Daniel Shelton threatened me and harassed me, and Jasmine Solano was the beginning of the further violating all my rights with MAS. So 3300 Oak Lawn, The Liars, Thompson, and 212 West Spring Valley, Richardson, Texas 75081, MAS. And the MAS, the reason why they are terrorists and satanic, I'm going to put it out there to the world. Now, the reason why I say to the world, I'm making the point. You just saw Wreck Not Our Fault on YouTube. That's real. That happened right after the wreck. I caught him red-handed, the drunk, trying to run from the scene of the crime. Now, I was so happy. November 4th, I was going to a hearing court against the drunk that I put out the video to the world, damages because of Carlos Jimenez Gonzalez. But they had already lied and went behind my back in September and judged against me. You can't do that. They deliberately never notified me. That's a fact. This is real honesty. It's not a goddamn game. So those lies are crucial to the courts to go even past. I don't trust any of the judges right now. They've already proven me wrong. In the fifth in Georgia, Allen Senior Courts Building, 600 Commerce, all the judges have proven me wrong. And there was a recent lie. The 15th, they never sent me information on how to go forward without a lawyer. It's just a game with my life, and I don't like it. So that's why I'm making this share. It's proving that I'm not wrong, and this really happened. And to add to that, the additional parties of criminals are, like I said, going up from the S's, Salgado, Shelton, and Solano, Jasmine, and then Miserly Ann, and Mohammed Yusuf Sayed. MAS stands for Majarad, the worst people in the world. Sean S. Majarad, and Abu Saad is Nazeh Rebhe Abu Saad, and Saeed, Muhammad Yusuf Saeed. And Rick Krause is just a bad. They're all satanic. So, with additional parties that committed crimes against me that are still wrong, that have to be sent away to prison. And hopefully, that's what a judge has to do. You can help me get property and money from them and send them to prison. That's right. That's it for the losses of almost my life and everything. So, the Rick Krause is in the alphabetical list going up, and Edwin, an employee for Thompson Law Firm, and Carolyn Dupree Brown, court coordinator, they failed. They were on a crime together to never let me know there was a hearing in September. And Nicole Burrows is the chief clerk, and there's more. Kenneth Davis Owen, for some reason, I forget him in the alphabetical order, and there's more. There's a couple more. But all honesty and reality, the brief is going forward. I'm going to write several and turn them in, and that goes against the judge, because in reality, there's there's not one simple way you write a brief. And in reality, the judges are wrong by picking things that the author, publisher writes that doesn't necessarily need to be a part of the case. And that actually goes in accordance with their feelings. Like, if you look at a brief, in some ways, the end of one of them, it says to write about your feelings, right? So I'm actually going to show you a sample of what people do, right? It would be an appeal brief, right? So you have to go by all these rules and laws, and they're not necessarily beneficial. Like, really, in my case, really, I was almost killed and no one's helping me. And for 5 years more, nobody's helped me. So that's it. And all I've done, all I can do is a lot, which is exhausting. That's a fact. He almost killed me, and my body condition from that one wreck gets worse every day. It's the PTSD was so bad, I really didn't drive for 5 years, and I didn't want to get in a vehicle with anyone else for 5 years. And I was a great musician. I made money every day and night I went out. Being as humble as I am, I made from going up to $1 to going to $30 and $5,000 just selling one guitar. So you imagine how much money that he's cost me every day and night of my life for 5 years. And the lawyers, that's a fact. $5,000 a day. And I could have sold 2 guitars in one day. Had the wreck not happened, I can't move. I can't even get out now like other people do in the morning. They can get up and out, and I can't. It's my back and neck and my body. So reality for me is being as strong as possible to start with all the briefs, and just sharing to the world, because when your system doesn't help you, you have to go forward to someone. And I go out there to the people, put it out to the world like that. So that's reality. The strongest argument first is